5 ways to fail as an estate agent and how to overcome them. What's going on, real estate family? My name is Wandile and I help multiple real estate agents get more quality buyers and sellers using AI and automation. I've worked with hundreds of agents and I'm just going to dive straight into today's video. So what are the 5 ways to fail as an estate agent and how are you going to overcome them, or how to overcome them? So first things first, one of the biggest things I see and one of the fastest ways for you to fail as an estate agent is treating it as a career and not as a business. So the best I could really explain, just for a little bit more context, is I see far too many estate agents treating this as just a career and not a business, which means that the mindset is different, right? They don't have a business perspective, purely because let me give you a core example. Is one of my best clients, what she did is that she created a business account. Okay, so she created a company, all right, and then that was her business. And then whenever she would earn commissions, that money would go directly straight into the business. And then the business would pay her a salary, right? The business would give her a payslip. The business would use that money for marketing purposes, and they would also deduct it. Also, let's say for example, when she paid for my program, she paid it from the business so that it could be a tax deductible. So in other words, she shifted it just from being a career where all the money will go directly into her personal account, because now she's going to pay more tax. And because she's only earning on commission, it's difficult for her to get approved for credit and things like that. She treated it as a business, which means that the business pays her. And when the business pays her, she then has all the leverage to really maximize and minimize things like taxes and stuff like that, purely because she's treating it from a business perspective. So that's the first thing I would say many estate agents don't utilize, and it's going to be the fastest way for you to fail, because you're now treating it from your personal capacity and not from a business perspective. So it's very important for you to focus it from the business perspective. Next thing is efficiency management. So in other words, many agents, and this is where I see, they don't plan, they don't have no schedules, their time management is just off whack. And what I mean by that is, they wake up in the morning and they just allow the world to blow them in multiple different directions. And that's the fastest way for you to fail, because if you don't have a plan, if you don't have schedule, if you don't have strategy, you're consistently going to feel like you don't have time. You're consistently going to feel like you're overwhelmed. So I've seen many of the top agents I've worked with, and even agents that I look up to and that I watch their routines. Go do me a favor. Once you're done with this video, go check out the top agents' routine. You could go check out guys like Ryan Serhant, Loida Velasquez, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Just go and look at a real estate agent's routine. Those are very successful. Chris DeMayshaw, for example, and just take a look at the fact that there's structure. Okay, you cannot succeed in real estate if you don't have structure. These guys plan out their days, their times, and when they're going to take appointments, when they're going to create content, when they're going to go and follow up with deals. They have that structure, which means that it gets them one step closer to their goals. And that's exactly what you want to start focusing on as well, and not just allowing the wind that day to blow you in multiple different directions, because now you're not going to grow. You're not taking there's no direction, so you're not moving forward. If anything, you might move 1 step forward and 10 steps back, okay, or 2 steps forward and 20 steps back, moving in multiple different directions. So it's very important to structure and plan and ensure that you are literally setting out a bulletproof routine that's going to help you grow, not only in your business but also as a person. So next thing is shiny object syndrome. This is a big one. I see many real estate agents move from one strategy to one strategy to one strategy to one strategy, right? The grass is greener on the other side. That's literally just their mentality, right? They're going to do this strategy. This cold calling script works. No. You need to door knock. No. You need to send out flyers. No. You need to do more show houses. No. You need to... Guys, stop getting tempted by all these different shiny objects, okay? If you go on social media, you'll see that there's coaches and real estate agents that swear by cold calling. Then you're going to see others that swear by door knocking. Then you're going to see others that swear by sending flyers. Then you're going to see others that swear by AI, right? So what I'm saying is that all of those methods work, okay? You know the saying. The grass isn't greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. And that is essentially what you want to do. find something that you want to do, that you see yourself doing for a very long time, all right? So you stick to one strategy for a longer period of time to actually see its effectiveness and stick to it. Okay, stick to it long enough and it's going to give you results. Whether it's cold calling, door knocking, sending flyers, business cards, open houses, running Facebook ads, AI and automation, all of them work, guys. Because if they didn't work, then you wouldn't find all these people having the success with it. But the only difference between them and you is because they didn't have shiny object syndrome. They decided to stick to one thing and figure it out even when it was tough. Okay, they stuck with it even when it was tough. And that's the goal here for you guys as well. Stop jumping from one opportunity to another. Focus on one. Water that grass. Okay, and you will start reaping the fruits of your labor as soon as possible. So stop jumping around from one strategy to another. Okay, one more thing I'd also say is I see a lot of agents also starting side hustles. Why? Because they're not treating the business as a business. Okay, so they're using it from their personal capacity, or they're treating it from a personal capacity type of perspective. Okay, they don't have the right time management, and they're jumping from opportunity to opportunity. So I'll see estate agents, take their career seriously for like the next 6 to 7 months, and then afterwards now they're selling Herbalife, or they're selling this product, or they're doing this, or they're doing that, and it's like, but we've been following you for some time, looking at your content, looking at what you're doing, and now you're switching, you're doing this, and you're moving over into Forex. It just, how do I say it? It's very difficult for people to trust you if you're bouncing from one opportunity to another. And that's how I see it. If I'm going to follow you and if I'm going to do business with you, I need to make sure that you're sticking with it in the long run, because how can I expect for you to be there for me when things get hard? Okay, if you're just jumping from one opportunity to another, if you're consistently changing. So that one is very important. And I had to go on a mini rant just to help you guys understand that. So do not move from one opportunity to another. Stick with it. Okay. And it's going to lead me to pain avoidance. Okay. The fastest way for you to fail as an estate agent is to avoid pain. If you're going to avoid pain, then don't get into this industry. In fact, if you want to avoid pain, don't start a business. And that's why I was saying that many people treat this like a job, right? Like not necessarily as a 9 to 5, but they still expect to be baby. They still expect to be taken care of. No, guys, you're on your own. And many of them start to realize as soon as possible that, oh crap, I'm on my own here, right? And I see many estate agents avoiding pain, right? Because every single day as a real estate agent, your pain tolerance is tested, right? It could be dealing with clients. It could be prospecting. There's so many ways for you. There's so many ways where you are consistently dealing with pain. And if you're going to avoid that pain, you're going to fail as an estate agent. I always like to say that estate agents are, in order for you to succeed, you have to have very high pain tolerance, because you're consistently dealing with pain every single day. And if you're going to avoid pain, then it's going to be difficult for you to grow. So you want to move towards pain. You need to increase your pain tolerance. Okay, you have to. It's the only way you're going to succeed. If you're afraid of rejection, if you're afraid of cold calling, it's going to be very difficult for you to grow. But there's powers of AI and automation and running ads, right? But even in that regard, okay, you have to move towards the pain of, hey, you're going to have to now invest money, right? Because you're now making a commission, right? You're not earning a salary unless you structure it like a business. But the whole purpose here is that do not avoid pain. Those who are successful in real estate don't avoid pain. They increase their pain tolerance. So what do? They just ensure that they do hard things every single day, and they end up loving it. So you want to get to a point where you love doing the hard things, all right? If waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning is difficult, you want to do it every single day to a point where you love it. Take a look at the top right? Look at the time. It's 10 to 4. Okay, 10 to 4 in the morning. Some of you guys would find that painful, but I love it, right? Because I've done it for so long, it's no longer pain for me. So that's what you want to do. Enjoy the pain. Do painful things so much that you actually enjoy doing it. Okay, now this doesn't mean that cold call to a point where you love cold calling. If you don't want a cold call, right? There's so many other opportunities, but do things that are painful to increase your pain tolerance to a point where it's no longer painful for you. You enjoy it. And then lastly, it's just a self-employed syndrome. So what I mean by that is you are essentially a jack of all trades, right? You don't want to treat it like a business, but you're more doing everything yourself. Okay, so what does that mean? Oh, I'm going to do marketing by myself. I'm going to do this by myself. I'm going to do my accounting by myself. I'm going to do everything by myself. I understand in the beginning, it's okay because you are starting out. So you want to minimize the expenses and just ensure that you have everything structured in a way where you're taking care of everything, which most business owners start off that way. But if you really want to grow, if you really want to make a ton of money, you need to stop having the mentality that you can do everything by yourself. The jack of all trades, master of none. That's the thing. I see many agents telling me, oh no, I know how to run Facebook ads. I don't need you. And then when we do an audit on the account, they realize, damn, I've barely scratched the surface. I'm not even doing anything correctly. Okay. When it comes to accounting, maybe doing your numbers, you're probably not doing it correctly, right? There's so many things that you could literally delegate that can help you bring back your time. But because you've got a self-employed syndrome, okay, it's very difficult for you to grow. Hence why the number one was the business perspective, because many of you guys don't treat it like a business, okay? And because you don't treat it like a business, you want to do everything by yourself. Guys, you're not going to grow at the level that you would like to if you're going to be quote unquote self-employed or treat it like a self-employed business, okay? I don't know of any successful person that is one man in the business unless they're structured in a way, right, where they can grow the business alone, right? You need to delegate so you can bring back your time, okay, so that you can go and deal with clients directly. That's essentially what you want to do. Everything else can be delegated, all right? So setting appointments and closing appointments, right, that should be your core focus, and everything else needs to be delegated. Okay. Anyways, I hope you got a lot of value from this. If you did, share this with another estate agent who you know for a fact will get value from this. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, depending on where you're watching this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.